Okay, so what we'll cover today is what is SciSpace, why using SciSpace is better than using, all the other LLMs like ChatGPT, Anthropic, even Perplexity and things like that, right? So why you should use SciSpace as a researcher. Uh, SciSpace tools for different research tasks, what all tools we have, and how does they help you in executing different research tasks, walkthrough of the core tools that SciSpace has. So we are going to spend most of our time in the walkthrough of different tools, right? I would say 80% of the time will go here. Then we'll understand the SciSpace pricing. How does that work? And for everyone who is going to use SciSpace for the first time, a quick start guide, in which I'll mention which all tools should you try first. And then, in the end, we'll take up the Q&A, right? So I'll try give most of the time to Q&A because a lot of you guys are new. So, I would like to take a lot of questions from you guys, right? Okay, so with this, let's get started. So what is SciSpace? So SciSpace is a AI-powered research platform, right? That's there. And it's specifically built for research, scientific research and research-related, tasks and use cases, right? And because we are using AI, our aim is to fast track, the time you spend in doing different research-related tasks, right? Plus, we also provide citations for research papers. So that's where the research insights that you get are very accurate, right? So that's what SciSpace is. Uh, Now, why you should use SciSpace compared to using LLMs for your research and research related tasks, right? So SciSpace is trained specifically on academic content. It's specifically trained on research papers. So the insights that you get are backed by research, actual research. Unlike ChatGPT or Perplexity, where if you ask a question, they consider all the blogs, all the Reddit threads, people's personal opinions, and then they give you the answer, which not by, in most cases, which will not be very accurate, right? And research backed. So that's where the SciSpace is different because we only consider research papers as our sources and we give insights and answers and, do all the tasks based on that sources, right? Yeah, so SciSpace has around 300 million research papers based on which we, do all the research related tasks like literature review and all sorts of things. Plus, we continuously are adding new research papers that are getting published. So our database is, always updated, right? Now let's move to the next slide. So in this table, as you can see, and I've tried covering this on a very high level. If you go in detail, there would be a lot of different tasks, but on a high level, this is what the research life cycle looks like, right? You plan and design, you define research questions, you develop hypothesis, and then you try finding the research papers for it, you try finding the data for it, then you analyze the data, you preserve and store the data, and then you finally publish your research, right? So throughout the complete life cycle, there are a lot of things that researchers do, and we have actually built tools for each of these research life cycle use cases, right? So I'll cover each of these life cycles and I'll explain each of the tools and how does that help you in doing a particular task, right? Okay. So now, we are down to the core tools walkthrough. I'll cover literature review first, then Copilot, which is also, chat with PDF. We'll cover AI writer, then we'll cover additional tools that SciSpace has. And finally, most anticipated tool, SciSpace AI agent. And that's why, I have highlighted that in bold. Okay. So let's quickly go back and look at each of these tools. So literature review, right? Okay. So I'll just go back to the home screen. So right now, when you open the sidebar, you'll find all the tool options here, right? So here there is literature review as well. Let's click that. Okay. So here, you have three modes: standard, high quality, and deep review. In standard, we use a lower model. In high quality, slightly higher model. In deep review, even better model than that. Plus, deep review has some additional functionalities as well, which I'll explain when we go through that, right? So let's try and run a simple query first. Okay, so let's use this. How does climate change impact biodiversity? Okay, so the results are instant in standard. It shows all the paper results that we have got sorted by relevance based on the question that you asked. Plus, it gives a overall insight based on top 5 papers, right? That actually summarizes or answers the question that you have asked or the search query that you had, right? And it also shows all the citations. Okay. Uh, so here you also have a bunch of additional features. So here you can see, there is a table-like structure where you have papers, you have insights, plus there is an add column feature, right? So this allows you to add different fields on which all the different search results or all the different papers would be compared, right? So let's say you want to compare results of all these papers. So you can just click and add this column, and then you'll be able to side by side compare results for all the papers, right? You can also add a custom column or a custom field, right? Let's say I add methods, right? And you can also choose to add some custom instruction that explain it in bullet points or explain it in paragraph or some additional things, and then create it. So as soon as you add it, this column gets added, and then you can compare all the papers on this particular field as well. Like this, you can add multiple fields and compare all the papers that you have gotten and compare methods, limitations. So a lot of different fields you can compare and decide which paper you should read in detail, or you should deep dive into, right? Okay. So this is one functionality of literature review. If you come to the right, you'll see there are a lot of CTA options here, right? So there is a podcast option as well. So if you click podcast, it will give you a 1 minute audio summary of this particular paper. So if you like to listen and understand, this is the option for you, where you can just click it and 1 minute summary would be there, right? Um, Apart from that, there is a request PDF option, where if there is no PDF on a particular paper, you can just click request PDF, type in a message and send it, which will reach to all the authors of that particular paper. And if they upload the paper, you'll get an email that, your request has been fulfilled and you'll receive the paper, right? Yeah, so these are some of the basic features of literature review. I'm just looking for, few more interesting features that I would want to cover. Okay, so after, at the bottom, if you see, there are related questions as well. So if you want to, follow up with a new question, you can do that. Uh, Apart from that, you can save these papers as well. So let's say you have done the literature review, you have shortlisted few papers. If you want, you can save these papers. So these all these papers will get saved into your library that we have here at the top right? So library has a folder structure where, so I've already created a bunch of folders, so that's why it's being displayed here. But you can create a new folder as well. So let's say climate, and it's selected, and then you can say, so it's already saved in this particular folder, right? So it's already saved. You can see it's bookmarked. So all these papers you can save in that particular folder and it will get bookmarked, and you can come back to library and, again, reference those papers. Okay, so these are some of the basic features. Now, if you come at the top, you see answers from top 5 papers. You can also change it and make it to top 10 papers, right? So you'll get a longer insight and more citations would be there, right? Let's wait for it to get generated. Okay, so this might take some time because it's rewriting the complete insight. Okay, so now it's generated. You can see a longer insight here, right? Okay, and you can also change the format. You can also change the citation style here, right? So these all basic functionalities are there. So the exact same thing happens in high quality mode as well, right? Because you can run literature review in three modes. In high quality, what you get is, a better insight and a better, structure and insight for, all these column values as well. So results will be better explained, methods will be better explained, and any columns that you add will be better explained in high quality, right? Now, deep review is slightly different. So I'll try taking this query and run it in deep review again, and then we'll see how things change. Okay, now I've selected deep review. I'll run the query. Okay, so as you can see, the interface is completely different that we saw in standard and high quality. So when I posted this query, I got a follow-up question, and it's asking for more details, right? So the system identified, or deep review identified, that this question can be more elaborate, and if you answer all these follow-up questions, it will be able to create a more comprehensive query that will allow you to get better results in your question. So let's try and answer a few of the questions, and let's see how the query gets modified and the results that we get. So what specific ecosystem or habitats are you interested in? So let's pick a few for each of these questions. So I'll just polar regions, then marine life, fisheries, okay, and Amazon rainforest, let's say, right? Okay. So I've just tried answering these questions. You can, choose your options well. Now it has actually started, querying the papers. So how is it different from, standard and high quality? So what it does is it takes your query and creates multiple different queries based on the answers that you have given, right? So it runs multiple literature reviews in parallel. As you can see, there are multiple search queries that have been created, right? So this allows deep review to find more papers and look for more papers, which will help you get better results towards in the end, right? So now it has, I think it has run more than 10 queries here, right? Okay, so and it is adding more queries as well. Cool. So it has found around 830 papers. It might find more. Okay, so it's running more queries and finding more papers based on the inputs that you have given. Let's wait for it to run and find all papers. Okay, it's running. It's creating a lot of queries, finding a lot of papers, right? So while it's searching for each of the queries, it also takes into consideration all the citations and references of each of the papers that the deep review has found, right? Which will happen in the next step once all the papers are found. Okay, so we'll just wait for a few more seconds. Okay, so while it's finding papers, you can also click on show more and go through all the papers that has been found. You can also go to the leaf page of each of the papers and see what has been found till now. Okay, so we'll wait for this to run. It might take some time. We'll just go to the next tool and we'll come back and review the results here. Okay. So the next tool is Copilot or Chat with PDF, right? So let's say you have done a literature review. I'll go back to the standard again uh, and run the query. So from that point, I'll be able to explain you better. Okay, so you did the query, you found the papers that you were looking for or you wanted to review. After that, let's say you shortlisted a few papers, right? But you shortlisted those papers based on a very high level information or insight. right? You added few columns, you understood that this might be the paper you might be interested in. Now you want to dive deeper into it. So what do you do? So there we have an option of using Copilot on top of the paper. So there is a chat option which you can see here. So if you click that, it tags the paper, and then you can ask any questions related to the paper, right? You can do that, or you can directly go to the paper leaf page and you can use, Copilot here or chat with paper here, right? So, and you can see all these suggestions here. So if I ask a question, let's say summarize introduction of this paper, right? So it will scan this paper, it will, refer to the PDF, it will go through all the sections, all the details of the PDF, and then answer the question based on the information in the PDF. In case if PDF is not there, whatever information the Copilot has about the paper, it has the TLDR, the abstract, or, any other information about the author or the references, based on that information, it will answer the question, right? And you can keep on asking more questions. So this is where the Copilot is useful, right? If you want to dive into more detail of a particular paper, you can do that. Now, it's also possible that you are not using SciSpace's literature review, or if you have your own PDFs on which you want to, chat, right? So what do you do? So there, you can use the My Library option. So in My Library, you can actually upload your own PDFs. So I'll just try uploading few PDFs, right? Okay, so I've uploaded the PDFs. Now in these PDFs, you can also start chatting, right? So you can again, ask a question, summarize this paper, and it will work, right? So you can actually upload your own PDFs as well, and use Copilot and chat with paper on top of it. Plus it has all, once you upload the PDF, it will have all the options that you saw in literature review results, which is, podcast or summary of the paper, one click summary of the paper, right? Plus, if you have a particular folder where you have added all your papers, you can again compare it on different, columns as well, right? So you can find papers via literature review and use Copilot on top of it. Or if you have your own PDFs, you can again, upload them to SciSpace library and use Copilot on top of it, right? So yeah, so this is basically how chat with PDF or Copilot works, right? So now you have found the papers in literature review. You have, delved deeper into each of the papers. Now, once you understand that, okay, these are the papers that I'm going to use for my research, the next step would be to use those papers and, write a research article. So as the next step, and as the next tool that I'll explain, it would be AI Writer, right? So let's try and open AI Writer. So again, you can find the AI Writer in the sidebar. All the tools will be always here in the sidebar. Okay. Okay. So we are on the landing page. I'll just start by choosing a template because that will be faster. So you have multiple templates here. I'll just try using essay writing, let's say. Okay. So it says, what do you want to write the essay on, right? So I'll just use the same query. Uh, how does climate change impact biodiversity? Okay. Generate. Okay. So it has generated an outline based on the topic that you gave, right? It has different sections already mentioned here. Now, you have to start writing the actual article, right? So how AI Writer has been designed is to assist you in writing. It does not generate the full content automatically, right? You have to give some, content, or you have to start writing, and then it will help you with ideas and how to complete the sentences, right? And which direction to take. So I'll just try writing something and then we'll see how things go from there, right? So introduction. So let's start. Climate change is right? So if I press backslash, I get this option where, you see all these options here. So it says write introduction. So let's try and choose there and let's see what happens. So based on the topic, it will, automatically write some introduction, right? Now I'll accept it. Now you can read through the introduction it has written, and you can make changes here. Let's say I want to remove something, you can remove few things. You can, manually add few things, and then you can continue writing, right? So if I go to the next line, I can again choose continue writing with citation, right? So if you want to completely want AI to generate all the content, it can do that. Or if you want to write few things by yourself and then want AI to assist you in completing those sentences, or you want AI to, help you find direction, it will help you with that as well, right? So yeah, let's say, you have written all the sections by yourself or with the help of AI, and you want to now add citations to it, right? Because any research article that you write needs to have citation. So what you can do is you can cite articles from your library. So what you can do is there is a cite option here. So you can go to references section, you can click on cite. It will show suggestions of research papers from SciSpace database that you can cite. Again, these are based on the topic you're trying to write on. Or you can go to my library and then you can choose papers that you have added. So I added these two papers, right? Climate change on climate change. So you can click cite here and it will add the citation at the bottom. You can also choose, a different style and change it, right? So you can change the citation style as well, right? So now once you have written the article, you can choose to export it and it will get downloaded in docx format. You can also choose to write the articles in a different language. By the way, all the tools that SciSpace has language support. So you can choose a different language and you can write it as well, right? Yeah, so this is basically the AI writer. So, we covered finding papers, going deep into a particular paper, then using those papers, saving those papers to library, and then using those papers to write an article, right? So these are the main tools that SciSpace has. Now, apart from that, there are a few other tools that we'll quickly cover, we'll walk through, which is AI detector, paraphraser, and citation generator, right? Okay, so again, we'll go back to the sidebar. We have paraphraser. I'll just open these three in three different tabs: citation generator and AI detector. Okay. So again, so there are a lot of paraphraser in the market, but this paraphraser with SciSpace is specifically designed for research related, writing and paraphrasing, right? So that's why we have the academic option at the top, fluent, formal, creative. So all these are, different types and different ways of paraphrasing, but it is again, built for research related use cases, right? So I think there is already a text. If I click paraphrase, it will just paraphrase it. You can choose a different format here, different style here, and then click on rephrase. It will, okay, some issue might be there, but yeah, you can choose a different style and then paraphrase again. Okay, let's wait for a few seconds. Okay, so we got the output. Apart from that, you can choose the length. So while paraphrasing, it can generate a longer or a shorter length answer or a paraphrase version. And you can choose variation. That means in the original text, how much variation do you want, or you are okay with? You want less variation, or you want you want to allow more variation, right? Plus, again, there is language option which allows you to, translate it or paraphrase it in a completely different language. Okay, might be some issue. Okay. should work. But yeah, it supports different languages as well. So you can, maybe try experimenting with it and see if it is useful for you guys. Right? So this is Paraphraser. Then we have citation generator. Again, this is a AI citation generator. You can just write all the details of the paper or article you want to cite, all the data points you can just write in natural language. You can click cite and it will generate a citation for you, both mean citation and in-text citation, right? So this is basically citation generator. You can also post or put a link here. So I'll just put SciSpace link only and then click it. So it has auto-filled all these information, and then if you click cite, it will generate a citation. So it works for direct URLs as well. You can just paste URL and then generate a citation for it. Okay. Then we have AI detector, where if you are writing some text or if you have written some text, you can post the text here, click analyze and it will analyze it. Or you can, I think also upload a PDF. I'll just try uploading a research paper. You can click analyze and it will analyze and tell you the exact places where, it feels that it's written by AI versus it's written by human. This also will take some time, but I'll just show you an older report here. Okay, so this is based on pasted text, but it shows, in different colors, what is high AI, what is moderate AI, and what is low AI. So low AI is basically, human written sentences. And it gives a overall score as well, right? There are examples at the top which you can try, ChatGPT text, Quillbot text, which you can click analyze and see if it's able to detect it correctly or not. Okay, so this is AI detector, right? So we have covered all these tools. Now we'll go to our main tool again, which is highlighted in bold because we have recently released it, and our 50% of the usage is coming on AI agent, right? Okay, so I'll just go back, and on the home page is the AI agent that we have. So we have changed the home page. Earlier it was literature review, but once we launched AI agent, we started getting a lot of demand for it. So we decided that we'll put it on the home page, right? Okay, so we'll run a query, a complex query on AI agent. So what AI agent does is, it can perform a lot of different tasks for which people currently are using different tools, right? For example, we use literature review for finding papers and comparing papers. Then we use Copilot for diving deep into a particular paper. Then we use AI writer to draft, a research, and draft a essay on a particular topic. AI agent can do all these three tasks in one shot, right? And then we'll try and see that how does that happen. So what I'll do is I'll use a query which I've already written. Okay. This query says, find papers on how does climate change impact biodiversity, for which we used literature review. Then summarize top 5 papers in detail. Right. So we actually go to each of the paper and ask for the summary of that particular paper using Copilot. So I'm trying to, summarize all the top five papers, which a Copilot would do, and then use the top 5 papers to create an academic essay in LaTeX, right? For which we use AI writer. So 3 tools are covered here. And then I've given an additional task of creating a research poster on this topic, right? So I'll just put on this query and let's see what happens. Okay, so it will also explain you how the execution is going and what all things, the agent is trying to do. So first it's creating a plan that, okay, these are the things that I'll try and do. So it will search for papers on climate change. I'll just go to do again. Okay, during the execution, it keeps on switching, but yeah. So it has created a plan, result processing, summarization, academic writing, and then creating a poster. So it will perform all these tasks in one go, right? So it has search for papers on SciSpace, Google Scholar. So it searches for papers on different databases as well, right? So it will find papers from all the different databases, and it will mark what all tasks are completed in the to-do list. It will extract insights, right? So it will take some time. It takes around 5 to 10 minutes to complete this task, but I have already executed this complete query, and I'll just show you directly that how the execution has happened, right? So we don't have to, kind of wait. Okay, so same query I ran earlier. It found papers, it extracted insights, then it created all the different sections in LaTeX format. Okay. Then it created a LaTeX document, and then it converted it to PDF, right? And in the end, it also generated a poster. Now let's try and look at the output of this execution, right? So, okay, so this is the analysis of top 5 papers for which we would have used Copilot. It has earlier found all the papers for which we would have used literature review. Then, it created a document, a essay in LaTeX format for which we would have used AI writer, right? So as you can see, it's very detailed, in LaTeX format. You can also download this directly and use it, right? So it was able to do, the AI agent was able to do tasks of all the three tools, all the three major tools that SciSpace has. Plus, I gave an additional task that, generate a research poster as well. So it seems to have generated that as well. I'll just try and open it and see. Okay, so it has generated a research poster as well, right? So AI agent is basically, consider AI agent as a person. Whatever you tell the AI agent to do, it will do. It can be, a single task, a group of tasks, or it can be one task after the other. So let's say now you completed this task, you got the LaTeX output. Now you can, ask for follow-up tasks and do follow-up tasks on top of, all these outputs, right? You can ask to design infographic, it will design that as well. So it's a human to whom you can talk in natural language and ask it to do any task, and it has access to a lot of abilities and a lot of tools, right? So yeah, you can try playing with it and see if it is able to do the specific tasks that you might have, and if it works well, right? So yeah, so this is basically AI agent. Okay, so we have covered all the tools. Let's go to the next slide. Now, for people who are new to SciSpace and if they want to try out, some basic use cases, this is my suggestion to get started. First, you should, try literature review. Try doing queries in natural language, try finding papers, try applying filters, sorting them, and see, compare papers on different fields and see if it adds value for you. Once you have done the literature review, try using Copilot, try uploading your own papers, try chatting with papers that you have found in literature review, and see if it helps you, answers your question, and it helps you understand the paper better. Then you can try using AI writer, right? And finally, you can try using SciSpace AI agent, which can do any research task that you can think of. If it's not able to do any particular research task well, you can let us know, and then we'll solve it for you, right? So yeah, this is basically it.